Welcome to Innovators, a series where we sit down with thought leaders in the healthcare technology space to talk about news and trends impacting the industry today. My name is Justine Giancola. I'm on the corporate communications team here at Inovalon, and joining me today is Mark Rodgers, our AVP, Head of Life Sciences Commercial Analytics. This episode is part of our mini-series where we look specifically at 2025 and what our internal thought leaders predict will be top of mind in the healthcare technology space. Today, Mark and I are going to discuss data and AI in the life sciences arena. Thanks for being here today, Mark.
Thanks for having me here, Justine. It's great to be here.
All right, so first question. What is your number one prediction for new trends in the life sciences commercial sector this year?
I think first and foremost, you have to mention the pronounced shift that we're seeing from primary care to specialized therapies, which has undoubtedly been driven by advancements in precision medicine over the years. I think secondly, the industry at large is facing pretty significant drug pricing pressures, driven by both what I would say are marketplace catalysts, but also policy drivers like IRA and 340B. And I think last, but certainly not least, I would be remiss if I didn't mention technology disruption and Gen AI when you think about transformation within the industry at large. So, with that being said, when I think about what my predictions are for the year ahead, I think it's really twofold. I think number one, we are going to see a continued increase in focus on leveraging real-world data to drive both commercial strategy and analytics. Whether that be within sales, marketing, market access, or really tangentially within the medical affairs function. As the market has shifted towards highly specialized therapies and more of these therapies are being brought to market, I believe that life sciences commercial teams that are really able to effectively leverage this data are going to be able to competitively differentiate themselves in the market. And that includes, being able to effectively leverage closed claims data, SDOH data, and EMR data. I think my second prediction is that we're going to see an increased focus and investment in AI. Surprise, surprise. There's a bit of a caveat there, however, as I would say that if I had to prognosticate on certain areas where maybe the investment would be more pronounced, it would likely be within the market access and medical affairs arena.
Okay, so tell me now, how do you see commercial analytics and the value of real-world data evolving in 2025?
Yeah, I think the answer to that question really gets at the essence of why I joined Inovalon. Historically speaking, commercial teams have relied very heavily on open claims to drive their strategy and analytics, and for good reason. These data sets, they're typically sourced from clearinghouses, from pharmacies. They have really great patient coverage from a lives perspective, minimal lag time, and they really provide some pretty fantastic insights into prescribing activity, but also pharmacy fulfillment. However, with all that being said, as we kind of talked about this pretty pronounced shift into specialty, that also requires us to think about and expand really the scope of our analysis in terms of the way we think about things, just beyond what's happening within your PCP's office or at the retail pharmacy counter. And that's exactly really where Inovalon's closed claims data, our SDOH data, and our EMR data really come into the picture. These types of data not only provide a very comprehensive view across the patient care continuum, but they also provide pretty deep insights from a clinical perspective, but also in terms of patient characteristics and their demographics. This type of data, it's really critical for decoding complex patient journeys, but also identifying opportunities for earlier detection and then removing a lot of those barriers that you might typically see when it comes to medication access and adherence. So, I strongly believe that commercial teams are going to continue to explore integrating this data into their strategy and operations to support a number of different use cases. It could be, things like customer and market segmentation, competitive market analysis, brand analytics and forecasting, as well as territory alignment and HCP targeting. But I also think that we are going to continue to see teams that push the bounds in terms of ways to leverage this data for some more innovative applications and use cases. And one that comes to mind is really some trends that we're seeing more in the market access and medical affairs arena. I would say these type of folks, they're looking to start engaging with their payer and organized provider customers like health systems in really innovative ways and come to the table in terms that really deeply resonate with those customers and really their key business priorities. And that's really thinking about managing populations of patients and their overall health and wellness. And that was also, the premise and the genesis for our SDOH Market Insights product. And I do expect to continue to see an increased emphasis and focus in innovative, population health type of capabilities as well.
You mentioned AI earlier. So the AI boom is continuing to influence healthcare. How can life sciences organizations use AI to optimize brand performance and drive commercial success?
Yeah, well, the AI boom is very real, and I certainly wasn't going out on a limb there when I predicted, an increase of investment and focus in AI capabilities. But if I could take that a step further, I strongly believe that where we're going to see that focus in terms of investment is going to be in the market access and medical affairs arena. I think the sales and marketing functions of pharma have proven to pretty effectively leverage these type of capabilities in recent years. We've seen the ability for them to leverage AI/ML to really improve their customer engagement strategy and identify really the next best action to take with an HCP or a patient. I think medical affairs and market access really represents the new frontier for AI/ML, and I think there's a lot of white space there. And you think about different use cases and applications. It could help to aid with payer negotiations. It could help with contract management and overall end-to-end workflow. It could be for pricing and contracting analytics. It also could be for gross to net optimization. Here at Inovalon, we really see the opportunity in that space to effectively leverage AI and ML is to start to close and identify and close care and treatment gaps. I would say that to date, we have done a fantastic job in really building up and curating an industry-leading data set. We've also applied some pretty extensive clinical expertise and a research-driven approach to really describe the U.S. population across these areas incredibly well. I think for us, that next stage of growth, which is already well underway, which we're all so excited about, is being able to now take that foundation that we've built and tap into AI/ML capabilities to really start to identify opportunities to close care and treatment gaps, see where those untapped market opportunities are, and ultimately, drive improved healthcare outcomes and economics. And I think, all that to say, we are very excited about what's next here at Inovalon.
Absolutely. And, Mark, I'm glad you brought it back to outcomes. That's what we are all big on here at Inovalon. So certainly excited to see how 2025 is going to shake out, and really appreciate you taking the time to share your insight.
Yeah, thanks again, Justine.
And thank you to our audience for tuning in. Be sure to check out the other episodes of our Trends and Predictions mini-series.